Rush nerds unite. It's the Ludini Rock and Rush podcast.
We have assumed control. We have assumed control.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. This is a Rush podcast. We have not done a Rush podcast.
We have not, sir.
In a minute, but there is big Rush news.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is crazy. But today, November 6th, 2025,
Today's October.
October 6th,
Don't get ahead of yourself, Lou.
Right. October 6th, 2025. I'm not even drunk. I'm just I'm drunk on Rush.
Yeah, you are.
Geddy and Alex I put out a video on YouTube this morning saying that they are going back out on the road.
What?
Yep.
I know.
And they're going to have an AI version of Alex. No, I'm just kidding. Hologram.
999.
So we are excited. This has
Yes.
preempted our original plans for
Yes.
the show for today. We were going to do a show. I had the main topic I had was forgotten 80s albums. It was something about albums. Underrated 80s albums or
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
actually really good, and you're gonna like it. We're gonna get time to talk about it next week.
Next week.
But,
Stay tuned.
But this week we're gonna go. We're gonna
We're
rush
gonna
nerd
nerd
out.
out.
We're gonna nerd out on Rush.
Nerd out.
It's all about the Rush.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking about nerding out, don't forget to check out rockrageradio.com. Download the app or listen right there on the website. Musicfromthe412.com, same thing. And don't forget to join us in our private Facebook group at innercircle.loulombardi.com. That's right. That doesn't say Facebook in the thing. It's just one of those. What is that called again? Referring link or
That sounds good to me.
You know what I mean? It's like one of those. Just easier to remember than a whole bunch of language with backslash,
Right.
front,
Yes,
forward, dash. Tilde.
Ampersand.
Ampersand. Yeah. So anyway, so come and hang out with us there. So the second I saw this, I was putting the podcast together, like putting the finishing touches on the notes this morning, and I happened to look at Facebook, and who says that scrolling is bad, right?
Right.
So I was just, how you do. You happen to take a break for a second, and I scrolled, and I saw, Geddy and Alex make big announcement. I'm like, what?
What?
So I immediately reposted it in our group after I saw what it was, and I sent it to Mr. Pittsburgh. Here,
Yes,
Mr.
you did.
Pittsburgh is here in the house.
Yes.
And I sent it to him, and he was sending it to me, and we were all going back and forth. And it was like a big party. We're everybody sending presents to each other. It's like Christmas.
Truth.
Probably my three favorite bands are Rush, Led Zeppelin, and Black Sabbath.
Oh, there you go.
Never got to see Led Zeppelin, of course, live. Never got to see Black Sabbath live, but I did get to see Rush once. And if it's possible, I really want to go see. If this is, I'm sure I will be able to go see this.
Mini
I don't know
tour.
exactly what this tour is going to be called. Have they said that yet?
Oh, it's 50-something tour. They called it.
Well,
They're calling it.
It's literally that's what's called the 50-something tour.
I think so. Yeah. Right now, I think there's only like 7 shows scheduled.
Okay.
The closest one to us is in Cleveland, because Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
Well, that was where they broke in the United States.
Exactly.
was
Yes.
Cleveland.
Yes.
Okay. So, prog rock legends. This is from Loudwire. Rush have officially announced a reunion and a 2026 tour featuring the returning members Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, as well as new drummer Anika Nilles. We're going to talk about her in a minute.
Yes, we will.
Rush's first show back with the new lineup will take place on June 7th at the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, followed by a second night in the same venue 2 days later. The tour will make additional stops in Mexico, Texas, Illinois, New York, Ontario, Ohio. Rush will play 2 nights in each city, except for Mexico. The last date is in Cleveland, Ohio. The shows will be an evening with style, featuring 2 career-spanning sets from Rush each night. Tickets will go on sale October 17th.
All right.
Geddy Lee comments on the Rush reunion. It's been over 10 years since Alex and I have performed the music of Rush alongside our fallen bandmate, friend Neil. A lifetime's worth of songs we had put our cumulative hearts and souls into writing, recording, and playing together on stage. And so, after all that has gone down since the last show, Alex and I have done some serious soul searching and come to the decision that we fucking miss it. And it's time for a celebration of 50-something years of Rush music. So in 2026, my BFF, Lurched, a.k.a. Alex Lifeson, and I are going to hit the road once again to pay tribute to our past and to Neil by performing a vast selection of Rush songs in a handful of cities. No small task, because as we all know, Neil was irreplaceable.
Yes.
Yet, life is full of surprises, and we've been introduced to another remarkable person, an incredible drummer, a musician who is adding another chapter to our story while continuing her own fascinating musical journey. Her name is Anika.
I think it's Anika. I've heard it pronounced Anika.
Nilles.
Yes.
And we cannot be more excited to introduce her to our loyal and dedicated Rush fan base, whom we know will give her every chance to live up to the near impossible role. Before we hit the stage, we also hope to add another musician or two to expand our sound a wee bit and free up Alex and I.
It's going to be me and Lou.
In order to show off some of our new fancy
Tambourine.
dance steps.
Yeah, that's funny. We can work on they said that in the video, we're going to work on our fancy dance steps. That's great.
Lurched, Anika, and myself, along with many of our long-standing crew members, have been hard at work rehearsing and designing
That's cool.
the kind of Rush show you've grown accustomed to expect from us. We dearly hope you will come along and help us celebrate our history together.
Yes.
This is Carrie, Noodle, Peart, and Olivia Peart comment on the Rush reunion. Neil Peart's daughter and widow share. We're thrilled to support the 50-something tour, celebrating a band whose music has resonated and inspired fans for generations, and to honor Neil's extraordinary legacy as both a drummer and a lyricist. Neil's musicianship was singular. Compositions of intricacy and power that expand what rhythm itself could express. As both drummer and lyricist, he was irreplaceable. He was unmatched in depth and imagination to the lyrics that he brought and inspired and moved so many. He profoundly shaped how fans connected with him and the band, giving voice and meaning to their own lives. As the band enters this new chapter, it promises to be truly unforgettable. We are excited to see how their new vision unfolds and to hear this legendary music played live once again.
Yes.
So let's talk about Anika.
Yes.
Anika Nilles is a 42-year-old German jazz fusion prog drummer and composer who got her start on YouTube in the 2010s. She's been drumming since 6 years old and has earned accolades from Modern Drummer magazine and Drum with an exclamation point.
Yes.
Named number 2 best fusion drummer in 2017. In addition to being a musician, Nilles teaches drums as well as teaches drums as well, including at Drumeo.
Drumeo.
Drumeo is a
That's fun to
website,
say.
and they have a YouTube channel all about, and
Yeah.
never guess what, drums.
Oh.
And playing drums. Nilles earned a degree in popular music from the University of Popular Music and Music Business, a public conservatory in Mannheim, Germany,
Yeah.
where she also teaches.
That's right. It's a good German
She's released 4 full-length albums. In 2022, Nilles joined Jeff Beck's band for a European tour, and she's
that?
regularly on the road doing drum clinics.
Nice.
So maybe in the second half, we will play something of hers.
Yeah. I've watched a couple of her YouTube videos. Okay. Good choice, I said.
Rush's last show took place on August 1st, 2015, at the conclusion of the R40 tour in Inglewood, California. The trio celebrated their 40th anniversary and told fans in advance that it was likely going to be their final tour with the drummer Neil Peart, expressing a desire to retire. Peart, one of the world's most skilled and influential drummers, as well as Rush's primary lyricist, died on January 7th 2027 at the age of 67 as a result of an aggressive form of brain cancer. The drummer had kept his medical issues private in the years leading up to his death. It was later revealed by some of his peers that they had known about Peart's declining health, but kept it out of the public out of respect for the drummer's privacy. In the years since Rush's final show with Rush, Lee, and Lifeson, they expressed a shared desire to make music and play on stage, but downplayed the notion of a full-scale Rush comeback. However, while at the tribute show to the late Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins in 2022, it was Beatle legends Paul McCartney who had seemingly instigated talks of the Rush pair getting back together to carry the band and Peart's legacy forward. So even Sir Paul McCartney is a fan of Rush.
Rush, exactly. Wow.
I'm having a hard time because I'm getting really emotional.
Yeah,
Speaking
exactly.
about the tribute show, Lee recalled in 2023 interview, I got to meet Paul McCartney, and he was so lovely and inspiring and encouraging. After the gig, we had a little group of us join Josh Homme, Alex, me, and Dave Grohl. Would come in every once in a while so I could pour him a glass of wine. And Will Forte was there. This is the Struts singer.
Right,
and Luke
right.
Spiller.
Not that word. Yeah.
Yes. And Paul came and sat with us. He had loved our set, which meant a lot to hear from someone of that stature, but he was insisting that we had to go out on the road, and he was making a plea. And I remember him saying to me, you know that Ringo says it's what we do.
Right. Right.
So, again, the dates, it looks like, are June 7th, 9th, 18th, 24th, 26th, July 16th, 18th, 28th, and 30th, August 7th, 8th, 9th, and September 17th. But, right, you know how these things go, we could end up.
There
right?
may be more. We don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. Wow. So, if I may. This is an interesting date because we hear about Rush reuniting, coming out on tour.
Yes.
Today is also the 5th anniversary of the passing of Eddie Van Halen. And these two were...
No way!
Yes.
Get out of town!
Yes. Lou, would I shit you? I shit you not.
Oh, my God.
So it's interesting because these two artists play a part in my life. And I'll tell you what I mean. When Neil died, I'm sure you can attest with yourself. I was heartbroken. I was so sad and heartbroken. I couldn't listen to Rush. I could not listen to Rush because it just brought up so many emotions in me, right? And I did not listen to any Rush for months. And then I got a call or a text from you, Lou, October 6th, 2020, that Eddie Van Halen had passed away. And again, devastated. Love Eddie. Big inspiration to me. But what I did in that case is I started listening to Van Halen immediately. I just wanted to embrace that. And when I did that, I'm like, well, it's stupid. I'm not listening to Rush. And I started listening to Rush again. And here it is, the anniversary of Eddie's passing, and we find out that Rush is going out on tour again. I'm like, that's
I wonder if they did that
crazy.
intentionally.
I think they did.
I thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
We do not have a Van Halen tribute set for today, so it's all Rush. Maybe next week we talk about Van Halen.
Yeah, we'll talk about him.
But I had the exact opposite reaction when Neil died. At the time, I still had Sirius XM, and Classic Vinyl became the Rush station. I believe Classic Vinyl.
Okay.
One of those, or Deep Cuts, or one of them, became the Rush station. They literally played nothing but Rush for like 3 weeks straight, and that's all.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's all I listened to was Rush, 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 Rush.
Resist the Temptation says, hey, Resist the Temptations. Thanks for stopping by. Talking about Rush tonight.
Talking all Rush.
All Rush all the time.
So, one of the things I was kind of curious about was about what the boys have been doing with their lives since Neil's passing.
Okay.
So, Geddy Lee largely withdrew from public activity for a time. Mm-hmm. And then he began working in 2021 to 22 on his memoir, My Effin Life.
Yes. Have you read that?
No.
I have not gotten a chance to get it
It's
yet.
both personal and history and reflections on Rush, Neil, family, etc. Released 2 previously unreleased solo demos, Gone and I Am You Are, from the sessions from his 2000 solo album, My Favorite Headache. These tracks, dubbed the Lost Demos, show him revisiting earlier creative work, giving fans something new but tied to old material.
Okay.
23, he publishes My Effin Life on November 14th. A major piece, book release plus audiobook with Geddy reading it. Oh,
there you go.
Audiobook.
Yeah.
If Geddy reads it, well, come on now. He embarked, and I do remember him doing this. He went on tour.
Yes.
With the book, conversation tour, spoken word, book reading, interview style shows in the UK and North America. These events are personal, reflective, bringing fans into his life. Memory's creative process, also mixing in musical references. Our friend Dr. Ferlizzi from Mellon went and has a photo with Geddy.
Yes. From
that. Released the Lost Demos at also in vinyl form. And adds collectible archival interest, gives physical format to the demo. So yes, it has a 12-inch on the 2 tracks on
vinyl.
That
12-inch.
My big 12-inch. Gone and / I Am You, You Are charted in the UK. First time Geddy had a charting solo song in the UK.
Oh, look at that.
In over 25 years. Signals there is still strong fan interest in his solo work, even decades after the major Rush output. Did more public appearances with a book tour in Quebec. He keeps the momentum of the memoir alive, connecting with fans live in a non-Rush format. Participated in or was featured in a docuseries, Are Bass Players Human Too? On Paramount Plus.
Yep.
The project more about musical craft and community, not Rush per se, but connects to his identity as a bassist.
Mm-hmm.
So what about Alex Lifeson?
What about him?
After Peart's death and the end of Rush, Lifeson started releasing new solo instrumental material. In mid-2021, he released instrumental tracks Kabul Blues and Spy House, among others. These seem exploratory, not part of a full album at first, experimenting, keeping creative muscles alive. Also launched a new band project, Envy of None, with Andy Curran, Maya Winey, and Alfio
Balani?
Balani?
Yeah.
Balani.
You.
It's a major creative outlet for Alex post-Rush. New compositions, new band, new identity. It diverges stylistically from Rush in many ways.
Yes, it does.
Envy of None released its debut studio album in 2022 on April 8th. The critical response was generally positive, showed Lifeson still creatively engaged. Envy of None released an EP in 2023. That was then, this is now, with remixes plus some new material. This kept the project active, also indicates interest in reinterpreting earlier material. Presenting remixed versions. The group released a second full album, Stygian Waves, in March of 2025, so that was this year.
Right.
It demonstrates that they still have momentum. The project is more than just a side experiment, so it's like a real band.
Yeah.
Guitar work remains prominent, but more integrated with ambient experimental styles. Lifeson and Geddy Lee have been getting together to play Rush songs informally, quietly, jamming once a week at Geddy's place. Well, this was a modest / private. They were really kind of putting out there. It's a sign that the old chemistry is still there. The material still matters to them. Perhaps a precursor to larger moves, as we just found out today.
Yes.
Lifeson has given a lot of interviews reflecting on the legacy of Rush. Rush reissues deluxe editions, the 50-year retrospective box set, Rush 50. He and Geddy haven't been deeply involved in reissue production, but they've allowed and endorsed archival work. Rush 50 is a big legacy project. Yes, Alex has been real active in the guitar space with his Lurched line of amplifiers.
Yeah.
And, showing up on, what's his name? Shifty's.
Shredding with Shifty. Yeah.
Shifty's podcast and different places like that. He
very
seems
cool.
to be completely excited or interested in doing podcast interviews and things like that.
And he's so entertaining. He's got such a great sense of humor.
Chill dude.
Yeah.
So they did this big announcement today. Anika Nilles, we talked about that.
Yes, yes.
All right, so
I'm interested, and I'm sure it'll come out as time goes on, how they connected with her. That would be interesting. Maybe she sent him a fan letter. They're like, oh, hi, how's it going?
So here's some reflections on Neil Peart by Geddy Lee and others. So Neil didn't want anyone to know about his illness. He wanted to keep it in the house. What his family had to live through was really difficult. So it was a lot of back and forth. In that state, it's very hard to function normally because you can't talk to anybody about it. People hear rumblings and they bring things up to you and you deflect it. And so that feels, on one hand, feels dishonest, but on the other hand, you're being loyal to your friend.
Yeah.
He also recalled a poignant moment sitting with Neil on his balcony watching birds, talking about songs, and Neil expressing pride in what they had done together. We were sitting on his balcony having a smoke, talking about what a great moment it was, but he went on to talk about these songs, and he thought it was very important to me to know that our life as a rhythm section together was important to him.
Yeah.
Okay, trying to keep it together.
Oh my God!
On receiving unsolicited messages from drummers after Neil's passing.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard from all kinds of people. My black book got filled up really quickly. It was like, whoa, that's just so inappropriate right now, dude. Wait 2 months, at least 2 months, if ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess people.
Hey, you guys looking for a drummer, huh?
Oh no. Oh my God.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
This unwanted attention underscores how many people immediately viewed the idea of replacing, quotes, Neil, not yet fully appreciating the emotional gravity of what had happened. On top of that, I'm sorry, dude. Like, Anika Nilles is a great musician, I'm sure. But there is no replacing their professor.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like,
No.
he was way more than a drummer. This is one of the things, like, I would go round and round with some different friends about when John Bonham passed away. Mm-hmm. And they were like, oh, I don't understand why they just didn't get another drummer. Okay. Like, a lot of people really feel that, like, when Keith Moon passed, whose music afterwards was really not. Yeah, there's some good songs.
Yeah.
But they're basically Pete Townsend solo songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? With Roger Daltrey singing and,
Yeah.
And it's wasn't really The Who.
No.
And, Keith Moon was such an iconic drummer, such a distinctive player, John Bonham, exactly the same way. Like, there's no replacing him. Just none. Just like, he's such a huge part of what made Led Zeppelin. And it's the same way with Neil. He's such a huge part of what made Rush. When you only have 3 guys in the band,
that's the core.
Yeah, it's
That's
like,
the
that's,
core.
like, somebody goes away, man. It's.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I think the same thing has kind of happened with the Foo Fighters, because after Taylor died, they got another drummer to finish out the tour and everything, and then that drummer was gone. Now they have another drummer, and it's another thing. Like, Taylor was part of that band, and when you lose somebody like that, it's very hard. I look at it this way. I think like when they asked Anika to play with them, they weren't replacing Neil. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were having somebody come in to help them out.
Yeah.
So it's not a replacement. So that's why I'd love to find out. And like I said, we may find out later how that all transpired.
Well, we'll definitely be bringing you any information about this. That will be coming out, I'm sure. I'm sure everyone's going to. All of a sudden, nobody knew. Not know this woman existed.
No, never heard
today.
of it. Because when they said we have a new drummer, I'm like,
but I was
who is
talking
it?
to Keith today, and he knew who she was, because Keith's the drummer. So I guess some folks, I told Keith I was going to read his text to me.
All right. Oh, here we go.
Today, I guess some of the folks on social media, are like really kind of, having a shit fit. Now, listen,
please.
One of the things that I said for a long time is like, it's not ever going to be a Rush without Neil. Okay,
Right.
But I really thought that for sure this was going to happen. That at some point
Those
these
two
two guys
just love
they
the-
love playing.
Yeah.
They love playing,
They
and
love
I
playing
thought that they
together.
would do something where they would honor Neil, but it wouldn't replace him. You understand what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like this is
Exactly.
more of like they're going to go out and do like a tribute thing.
Uh-huh.
And this is exactly what I had proposed. I remember talking to Keith like a few years ago. I said I could absolutely see them doing something where they get together with a really great drummer and they do like just a handful of like tribute shows.
Yeah.
And I think that it would really make the fans, feel really good.
Yes.
So some folks are out there really. Apparently, like I said, Keith knows who Anika is. I did not know who she was.
Yeah.
So he texted me earlier. I think he's fine with this. If I read this, I'm half ready to come on the podcast tomorrow and read the riot act to the naysayers about this Rush thing. It's what they want as a band that they want, not you.
Right.
Meaning the fucktards who
Right.
piss all over anything cool. Anika is fucking awesome and will kill that gig. Rant over.
Nice.
People are such dicks. What the fuck? I typed back.
Nice.
Fuck them. So,
Exactly, man.
this is, and again, like, they don't need the money
No.
or anything like that. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think that it's like, I think too would be kind of a healing experience for the fans. I'm sure they're going to do some amazing moment in the show, or maybe several, where because they Rush tours with a big production. They're going to probably do video, retrospective kind of.
Yep.
I'm sure it's going to be jaw dropping and tears will be shed.
Sure. Sure.
I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, for that brief moment when they said, when Geddy's like, well, of course, we need a drummer. And I'm like, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? There was a little part in my little brain that goes, wouldn't it be bitching if it was Madel Cohen? Because I love her as a drummer, man. But when they said Anika, I'm like, who is that? I've never heard of her before. So immediately I had to go check her out. And I'm like, okay, good choice. Good choice. All right. Good.
It's the choice of a new generation.
Exactly. Oh my God.
In the days after Neil's passing, Geddy, on behalf of the band with Alex, expressed gratitude. Our heartfelt thanks to go out to the family, friends, musicians, writers, fans around the globe. Incredible outpouring of love and respect for Neil since his passing. These touching tributes help to lessen the pain and remind us all to celebrate his remarkable life. And like right away, one of the things I knew that they were not going to do, and I knew people immediately said, "Oh, dude, call Mike Portnoy." And I'm like, no. Like there were people that were immediately like, just they had that mentality. It's the, we'll get Keith Moon's dead. Get Kenny Jones in here right now.
Yeah.
We'll just play the gig.
Yeah.
I remember Keith and I talking about who we thought could do the gig. Now, at that time, we were not really thinking about internet musicians. We were just thinking about the people we knew,
established people that we knew.
I'm sure, guy. We talked about this like when I saw the video today and they mentioned somebody's playing with Jeff Beck. I thought Vinnie Colaiuta,
sure,
who played with Frank Zappa, he absolutely could probably play that in his sleep. By the way, speaking of that, I'm going to share this. I while I'm thinking about it, speaking of drummers, Neil Peart, amazing drummers, Vinnie Colaiuta, there is an awesome video of an interview with Vinnie Colaiuta talking about getting the gig with Frank Zappa. So I'm going to just give you guys a little highlight of it. Okay, we're going to digress from Neil Peart for a second, but I'm sure Neil wouldn't mind because I'm sure he had massive respect for Vinnie as well. But he said that he showed up at the audition. He said there was 150 people auditioning for Frank Zappa that day.
Wow.
It was like in a giant auditorium.
Wow.
These people were lined up. It took like a really long time. And he had to play on Terry Bozzio's kit. Mm-hmm. He says, so by the time he gets up there, he says he was towards the end of the line. And he said that he got up there and he got on Terry Bozzio's kit, and he says, Frank put sheet music down in front of him. He said, let's see how well you can read this. And it was some stupidly complicated thing,
Yeah.
And he says, I knew I wasn't going to be able to sight read it. He says, he's a photographic memory. I looked at it and I looked the way it started playing. And he says, Frank thought I was being a smartass. He goes, oh, really? He says, well, do this. And he kept on, he said, everything he threw at me, he's like, it was driving me, he was really pushing me. He says, but I played everything that he did. You got to watch the interview because he puts him through all kinds of things. He said he had never played double kick before. Terry's kit was a double kick and everything like that. So Vinny must be a sick freaking drummer. He must be even better than you even fucking realize. But he said that he says some manager guy came up to him and says, hey, come over here and wait over here. Frank wants you to wait over here. And he says, so I was waiting on the side. He says, Frank comes up to me and says, look, he's a kid. He says, I don't think anybody's going to be able to cut you. But he says, out of courtesy, I'm going to just listen to these last few people. And he did. And he says, the next day, they said, when can you start? He goes, right now. And he said, they sent a Rolls Royce to pick him up.
Wow.
To take him to the gig. Yeah.
Bill. Hi, Bill.
Hi,
Bill's
Bill.
Here. Bill noticed that.
My bill's itchy.
Stop that. Bill noticed we're talking about Rush, and there's no Lily. Yeah, that's been planned. Yeah. He also says we're a little reverby.
Reverby.
I don't know. We don't sound reverby here, do we? No.
That's okay. We added extra reverb for Rush to make it more epic sounding.
Thanks for stopping by, Bill. You're the man.
So right after the so these dudes, they were hurting, after Neil passed away, and Alex said it had been difficult after Neil passed in January. I played very little guitar, just don't feel inspired and motivated. Every time I pick up a guitar, I just aimlessly mess around with it and put it down after 10 minutes. I know it'll come back. Obviously, it came back. This echoes similar creative lull he experienced during the early periods of grief in Rush's history. On having to keep Neil's illness a secret and the tension of managing privacy, Neil asked us not to discuss it with anyone. He just wanted to be in control of it. The last thing in the world he would want is people sitting on his sidewalk. That was a great fear of his. It was difficult to lie to people or to sidestep. It deflects somehow. It was just really difficult, And I'm sure, this is your brother, and he's dying. And you want to just pour your heart out, but Neil was so, that's what the song Limelight is all about.
Exactly.
That was just not Neil's thing, not even for 2 seconds, On the song he wrote for Neil, Western Sunset, in a recent interview, Lifeson described the emotional, peaceful moment that inspired the song. It was such a serene, peaceful moment at the time when we were dealing with something that was very painful and difficult. I was thinking about a Western sunset, watching the sunset. I wanted to try to recreate that serenity and calmness and peace that I felt at that moment. The song is thus both tribute and personal catharsis. So I guess messages from drummers want to replace were coming through, and supposedly Alex said this on Reddit. I don't know if this is really from him or not. I don't know what some of these people were thinking. They were just going to replace somebody that we played with for 40 years and who wrote all the lyrics to our music. They were just
good luck with that.
Yeah, it's one thing if he was. It was one thing if he was a. Like Phil Rudd from AC/DC.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
4 on the floor. Nothing against Phil. Or something like that. Or, he had been in the band for even 10 years. Or something.
Yeah.
No. It was like, even though he was the new guy.
They still refer to him as the new guy. That's awesome.
Oh, sugar. But, so I wanted to mention something.
Yes, do tell
about this because speaking of musicians, like replacement musicians, and so they're going to bringing this Anika Nilles out to play, and this begs a question. This is something that I've been thinking, and a TikToker who I did not make a note of who the person was.
Yes,
I brought this up and got tons of shit in the comments for saying this. But I think that this goes right along. Like I heard this the day before, and then woke up this morning and saw the thing about Rush with this YouTube drummer, playing with him, and this guy said this, and he says, I know a lot of you are gonna think this is terrible or whatever, but he says, I think he says there are absolutely tons and tons of young guys, musicians, guitar players, on YouTube and TikTok that can play circles around Eric Clapton and Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, did the comments like that? Did they like that comment?
Not at all. But
What?
I knew what he was. I knew what he meant.
I get
I know
it.
exactly what he meant.
Yeah,
Like there's people, because the man, if I'd have had YouTube growing up, I mean, I would be way better guitar player than I am now. Way better, dude. I mean, it's just, like, you can just, there's so many people teaching you so many things, and like all the secrets and all the hacks and all the, that's what he's doing. Okay, so I don't have to do all. I can just do this. And I can make
I
it
see what he's doing now.
You know what I mean? Like, you zoom in, pause, slow it down. Things like that. Like, there's videos of everybody, and you can learn. You can get very good very quickly with some dedication.
Oh yeah.
Now the trick to that is you have to be patient and really be willing to really search through stuff online. It's not like all in one place for you, like as if you took like a course or something. But even the courses and stuff today, the stuff like that's even better. I mean, because you got guys that like already know all that stuff, and you can get right in with them one-on-one. There is so I get what he is saying about that.
Yeah, I can dig that. Yeah,
I mean, I could totally get. I mean, look at like you got guys like Matteo Mancuso. Okay, I mean, dude, he smokes Clapton.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Page and he absolutely smokes those guys. No, right. Those guys wrote those amazing songs, and they invented the stuff.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. I get that. But in terms of just prowess, I mean, a lot of young guys, just amazing. I remember when, everybody thought Eddie Van Halen was the greatest. There was a kind of argument, better Eddie Van Halen or Randy Rhoads.
Right.
And then then Yngwie came out, and people started going like, I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute.
And then when Steve Vai came out, we were like, well, fuck.
Hold on. Hold on now, we said.
You know what I mean? Like, Steve Vai for a long time was really considered the greatest guitarist in the world for like a really, really, really long time. But, then you look at all these guys that have, Guthrie Govan and all these guys that like, Rick Beato calls them the super shredders. I think you could put Matteo Mancuso in that category and all these guys. Just these young cats that can and that's because they have the ability, they were able to learn from Steve Vai.
Exactly, and build upon that.
What's his name? Tim Henson? From Polyphia?
Oh, geez. Oh, okay.
Not Kermit the Frog, Jim Henson. That would be hilarious though if Jim Henson was shred guitar.
Why are there so many
Talking about
rainbows?
Yeah, dude. It's like, but anyway, so there's a funny, speaking of that, there's a funny video of Eddie Van Halen teaching Jimi Hendrix two-handed tapping. He's done with AI.
Yeah. Dude, I have been laughing my behind off. You see, I ain't got no behind left. And finally, I'm like, people are using AI for the right reasons. There are videos out there that just crack me up. Stephen Hawkins? Is it Hawkins?
Stephen Hawking.
Doing extreme sports in his wheelchair. There's one of him in a NASCAR race, and he's blowing by. Who's Bob Ross, the painter?
Okay.
In a boxing ring.
Oh fuck!
And they're so good. Mr. Rogers has got to be my favorite.
I sent Stu the one about you're gay or something. It's Mr. Rogers telling. Here, I'll find it.
Mr. Rogers interviewing a stripper, a Hooters waitress. Just great stuff. An action hero, that was fantastic. I'm watching these and I'm like, finally, the correct use for AI. They've just been cracking me up. Was there another one I had?
Here we go.
Did you know your best friend thinks you're a gay boy? It's okay to be gay. Love yourself.
It's okay to be.
That's great.
Love yourself.
I saw one today before I came over. Ronald Reagan was hanging with a bunch of Crips walking through the streets of L.A. I'm like, stop it now. That was awesome. That was so much fun. I'm like, finally, AI is being put to the correct use.
It's weird, dude. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, a lot of actors and stuff are like all up in arms and everything about.
Well, there is like, did you see the whole thing? There's like an actual AI actress that is looking for work.
Yeah. And
wow.
It's not an actress.
It's not an actress.
It's not an actress.
It's a program.
It's a program.
It's like Tron in Hollywood. Hey, ain't no computer ever gonna replace Margot Robbie, okay?
Well,
I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
Film is about capturing images.
Yes.
And animation is cool. That's a thing.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
But if you're not capturing people's faces,
right?
And like the close up, like that's the reason why, like, you know, at the Oscars and stuff, very often when they show the clip that, you know, for the Oscars, it's like usually it's a close up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, to see like what
people,
the human face is so detailed and all the little nuances and everything. This is one of the we talked about this on the podcast a couple weeks ago about, you know, de-aging.
Oh, yes.
You know, and like I'm completely against that. I don't think that I don't understand. Like I thought The Irishman was a really good movie, but it was distracting.
Yeah.
No matter how good it gets, you're going to go like, you'll be looking at it going like, how good is it? Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. You know, and you'll be trying to look for the, you know, mistakes or whatever. It's not just get younger actors to play the younger versions. I don't really understand. That was completely acceptable for decades in film.
Sure.
You know, even a lot of times, there's even movies, I heard Patrick H. Wellens talking about this, there's even movies where they don't even try to do anything. They just let the actor play himself, and they may use a little bit of makeup.
Right. Make him look a little just enough. The wrinkles.
You have to kind of use your imagination a little bit, you know.
Exactly.
And it was, and nobody like batted an eye. It was like they were good films or whatever. But this, I think we're going the wrong way. I get it. Like if you're into special effects and stuff, I get the desire to like, you know, well, what can we make it look like, and you know.
Yeah.
But I just don't see the.
I know.
Not the face.
Not the face. Please, anywhere but the face.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's see here. So let's. Speaking of movies, we're just gonna.
Yeah.
This other stuff I'm gonna save for
next week.
For next week, I think. Yeah. Okay. So we watched a bunch of movies.
Yeah, we did. Because we're good like that.
So let's talk about one here that you watched. This is one of my favorite movies, literally one of my favorite movies of all time, is The Truman Show.
Yeah. I have tons of movies. I've probably about 600 DVDs. And the other day I had a hankering to watch this, and I did not have it. So I ordered it, showed up in the mail, and put it in. And that would be The Truman Show. What year is this from? It's up on the top here.
1928.
It was 1928. They actually had to age everybody. That's from 1998. 1998. And I'm like, I have not seen it in a while. So, yeah. What a great movie. I mean, dude, you and I are cinephiles, man. We love movies. And there's a lot of parts of this movie I'm like, But like you said, sometimes you have to check your brain at the door and just accept the movie for the movie. and I stopped questioning things and just enjoyed the movie for what it was. If you haven't seen it in a while, good. Go back and check it out. It stands up. It's really good. And especially in a world like today where it seems like everybody's little movement is captured on a cell phone or a security camera. Yeah.
What you have to keep in mind with the Truman Show is it's a metaphor.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not, you
Right,
know what
it's
I mean?
not
Obviously,
literally-
right. And
yeah.
I think, again, this is the difference between audiences from the 20th century versus audiences from the 21st century. In the 20th century, I think everybody completely 100% understood that, of course, this can't literally happen,
Right.
but it is kind of happening.
Yeah.
And like psychologically, and I mean, and the movie is about all kinds of things. It's about, you know, our relationship with our higher selves, and you know, our relationship with the world, and what does it mean, and why are we really here? I mean, it's like asking like really big questions. I thought in some ways it was a very powerful film, kind of like 2001: A Space Odyssey, where it just really kind of like got to like a lot of really kind of deep ideas in a very entertaining way. This also is like a great role for Jim Carrey. You know, he's funny, but he's not doing all the crazy Ventura
Right, exactly.
stuff, you know,
And I want to take a second to tell you one of my favorite parts of this film. And you're going to say I'm crazy, but it's Natasha McElhone. Do you know who she is?
yeah, she's the first girlfriend, the first wife or girlfriend.
Let me just tell you something about her. I love her. I've been a fan of hers.
Please pull your pants up. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. She's every time she shows up, I'm like, oh, it's like a bonus, right? She was in Californication.
You fed bone.
She was in Designated Survivor. I just love it. And when she shows up in the movie, she's one of those actresses. She shows up, and I'm like, yes. There she is. Yes.
Yes, she's in Solaris. I thought she was
Yes,
in Solaris.
uh-huh.
Did you ever see that with?
Yeah.
That is a movie that that's a heavy movie. That's another movie
Yeah.
that's very heavy.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is very heavy.
But yeah, I was so glad. I'm like, it's so funny, bro, because I have so many movies that I'm like, oh, I gotta get this, and I ordered it, and a day later, I'm like, wait a minute, because most of my movies are in alphabetical order, but sometimes, like when I get new movies, I just kind of set them aside, and I had to go back and make sure I didn't have it, but I didn't have it, but I got it now. I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
All right, what'd you get up to?
One of the ones I watched this week was I was on a Brian De Palma kick.
Ah, yes.
I watched two Brian De
Louis De
Palmas.
Palma, yeah.
but the first Brian De Palma film that I watched this week was The Untouchables.
Oh, yes.
Starring Kevin Costner,
Yes.
and Robert De Niro, Sean Connery. Charles Martin Smith is in it. Mm-hmm. And Andy Garcia.
Sure.
This is the story of how Al Capone, the gangster, was, caught.
Yeah.
And it is not super accurate. Yes, Al Capone was and ultimately ended up getting busted on income tax evasion. Mm-hmm. That was how they ended up getting him. Patricia Clarkson is in
that's
this.
another one. I love her.
Yeah, she's great.
Great
in
actress
as well. This is a movie that I have seen many times. I had it on VHS for years and rewatched it over and over and over. And Billy Drago, who plays a really good scumbag, plays Nitty in it. He's great in it. But it's just a really good movie from 1980, 87.
87, yeah.
It's got it's pretty much perfect. I think it is.
It
a lot
is.
of people
It's a
say,
great
it's
movie.
really flawed.
No,
I don't know. I think
bullshit.
it's really, really perfect. It's a lot of great sets, set design, amazing lighting. Robert De Niro's portrayal of Al Capone is fantastic. he does his method acting thing. He gained a bunch of weight to,
I was going to say his
portray
face is
him.
really full in the trailer there.
Kevin Costner plays this like great. The character, the Elliot Ness character that he plays in he plays Elliot Ness, remind me a bit of the character he played a few years later in JFK when he played Jim Garrison. Same kind of like crusader, trying to get to the truth, trying to do the right thing. Trying to right a wrong. It's like he's a kind of like, and he's a family man, and he's worried about his that situation. If you haven't seen it in a while, go back and watch it. It is it just goes by in a second. It is like there's no really like slow. Nothing like it just absolutely. And I had read that Brian De Palma wanted to make a movie that would be like really commercial, like would really like be a really good movie, but like be like really fun for audiences. And it ended up being nominated for awards. David Mamet, who's a famous playwright, was one of the writers, for the script. There's one. It has some of the most iconic scenes in film. The scene in the train station.
Yes.
On the stairs with the baby carriage. Oh my God. That is so. That is just you. Even if you're not familiar with the movie, you've probably seen that scene.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is
and
brilliant.
It's been parodied a couple times too. So yeah, I know there's a Family Guy episode where it's parodied. So yeah, very famous scene.
Do you got him? I got him. Boom. It's just wow.
Yes.
What and then you watched
Oh yeah, so here's a story behind this. So, this next film that I watched was from 1976, folks. 1976. And I saw it when it was on TV. Probably came on like Movie of the Week in 77 or something like that. And the name of it was Mother, Jugs, and Speed.
Okay.
Right? And I think
Let me guess who Jugs is.
that would be Harvey Keitel.
Okay.
So it stars Bill Cosby, Raquel Welch, and Harvey Keitel. Now, I wanted to watch it because I was a huge Bill Cosby fan. I had all his albums back in the day. And when the movie came on, I just sat there by the TV and was just mesmerized. Because, look, it's 1976. I'm like 11 years old, 12 years old, something like that. My hormones are going low. So you got
your whores are moaning.
Got that Raquel Welch in there, and she's a foxy lady. The movie back in 76 was kind of listed as MASH on Wheels. And it's about an ambulance company and an arrival ambulance company. And Bill Cosby, Raquel Welch, and Harvey Keitel drive for the one company, and there's other people for the other. And like the music. Now look, I'm 12 years old, right? And this is the height of disco and funk and all that stuff.
Larry Hagman is in this.
Larry Hagman is in it. There's Bruce Davidson too.
Yeah, Bruce Davidson, he's great.
Yeah.
Davidson, yeah.
And I just like was mesmerized by this movie. So much so that a couple months later it came on TV again, like Movie of the Week. And Tony Basil's in it.
What?
Yes.
Mickey.
Yeah.
Hey, Mickey, you're so fine.
Exactly.
Wow.
She played an addict. I actually taped on a cassette the whole movie. And I had to laugh because I got this from Amazon.
Let's explain what you mean by taped on a cassette.
Okay. So we didn't have VCRs in 1977.
I knew what you meant. But a lot of people are not going to know what you meant.
Let me explain to the younger folks. In my day. So I literally got a tape recorder. I got a microphone. I plugged it into the tape recorder, hung it over. The folks, listen to this. I hung it over the dial selector, the channel selector, so that it hung down right on top of where the speaker and the television was. And I literally taped this movie, audio taped this movie, so I could listen to it back again.
Yep.
And I had to laugh because I ordered it from Amazon. It came the other day. I'm like, I'm going to sit down and see if this holds up. And I put the movie in, and the movie starts, and I was able to, like the music starts playing, I was, in my head, able to fit the dialogue in with the music because I had taped it and listened to it so much as a kid. It's a fun movie.
Dick Butkus.
Hey, watch your language.
That's so funny
But
because I did
Dickus.
the same thing.
Did you?
I recorded different
Did
things
you
off of TV. One of my favorite shows as a kid was Battlestar Galactica.
Oh,
and
I did. Yep.
I recorded it all the time.
Heck
I would
yeah.
just listen to it. Wow.
But you know what? Okay, look, the humor is so 1970s, but I think it's just for the nostalgia fact. I loved it. I'll probably watch it again in the near future. And hey folks, here's a fun little fact about your old Uncle Kevin, Pittsburgh Kevin. My first car was a 1970 Cadillac ambulance that I bought in the Army from the ambulance company in town. So, watching all the scenes in the movie, it's a 1973 Cadillac ambulance, but it brought back so many memories of my first car. So that's kind of an added bonus. But there are some funny parts. There are some funny parts in this movie, and there's some very touching parts too. So there
Okay.
you go.
Well,
all right, Mother
cool.
Jugs and Speed,
Well,
everybody.
Speaking of oldies from the 70s.
Oh, here we go.
I watched High Anxiety, which is Mel Brooks' sort of send up to Alfred Hitchcock.
Yes, exactly. High anxiety, right?
Right. And let's see who do we got? We've got Mel Brooks, Madeline Kahn,
Madeline Kahn.
Cloris Leachman,
Yes, Harvey.
Harvey Keitel, Ron.
No,
Carey,
Harvey Korman.
Harvey Keitel, Harvey Korman,
You tested me.
Ron Carey, Dick Van Patten,
Yep.
Jack Riley, Charlie Callis.
Do you remember Charlie Callis? Yeah.
And these are like regulars who were in a lot
Back
of
in the day.
different
Yeah.
Mel Brooks productions.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like I said, this is a sort of tribute or homage to several different
When was this released?
1977.
Okay.
Several different Hitchcock.
Yep. The birds that
yeah.
were watching the part of the trailer.
The birds. So
Oh, that's great.
it is. I watched it.
I'm laughing at the trailer. And
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
called
sound.
Anxiety, which Hitchcock had vertigo.
Right,
The movie,
right.
He didn't. I don't know if he had vertigo, but he had the movie.
But the movie Vertigo, yeah.
Vertigo.
Here's Ron Carey.
There's
Oh, my
things
God,
that
that's
are
great.
references to North. There's reference to North by Northwest,
Uh-huh,
the birds.
The birds, yep.
Psycho.
Yes.
These things are also.
Oh, I just remembered the Psycho scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
the guy
that's
brings in the newspaper.
Funny
yeah,
as hell,
yeah.
yep.
And it is very. I think that it is his weakest
Really?
film.
I'm sitting here laughing at the trailer.
Maybe you would like it.
Here's the reason I'm laughing. My dad and I went to see this in the theater. So there's like some sentimental value to it, but yeah, I'm just looking at this. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying
There's a lot of things that people thought were really funny.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure would have were thought like really funny in the 70s. But like that style of humor is just kind of like
It's gone by the wayside.
groaner jokes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It just didn't.
Yeah, I'm sitting here
Ring my
fucking
bell.
laughing at it.
You might love it. Maybe you should get it.
I should get it.
Get it on DVD and see if you like it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So, but I did. Yeah, I had forgot. I don't think I ever sat down and I think I caught bits of it on cable.
Right.
Cloris Leachman is probably the best. She's completely outrageous in this movie. Like she's completely outrageous. She's probably like the best. Like some of the stuff Mel Brooks is doing, I'm like it's too like. But it's okay.
But that's
And
Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks,
Madeline
yeah.
Kahn she is so gorgeous. Like just a stunning woman. Just
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
There's scenes in there I was like, did you write this scene just so you could be in bed with Madeline Kahn? You know what I
I'm
mean?
sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But yeah. So high anxiety. Yeah, well, you knew the song and everything.
Oh yeah. All right. What else? you
So
got?
I watched that. I watched Payback with Mel Gibson.
Oh.
Payback is based on a novel and that novel was turned into a movie about 10 years, about 10, 15 years before Payback. It was turned into a movie with Lee Marvin.
Okay.
And so in the he plays Porter in the in this movie. He plays the guy named Porter who's he's involved in the all kind of crime. They call it they call the mafia the outfit.
Oh,
and
okay.
So it's a kind of revenge kind of story and everything. And I had watched the first movie based on this like earlier this year. Mm-hmm. And it's a very different, from what I understand, both movies take massive liberties with the novel.
Okay.
They don't follow exactly. It isn't literally like they turned the novel into what's the word I want to say? It's not like they like adapted the novel exactly into the movie. I'm trying to find something here that tells me the name of the novel that it's based on, and I can't find it. Anyways, the Lee Marvin version is It's called Point Blank.
Okay.
And that is an excellent movie. Carol O'Connor is in it. Angie Dickinson is in it. And it's absolutely really, really good. I really enjoyed that. Payback, I really enjoyed too. I thought it was a really fun movie. I did see it originally around the time it came out. I don't think I saw it in a movie theater, but I definitely rented it on VHS. It stars Mel Gibson,
of course,
Maria Bello, David Pamir, Bill Duke. Bill Duke is known as he's a character actor, black guy. What's he in? Isn't he in?
His face looks familiar.
Isn't he in Predator? Isn't he the black guy shaving?
I think that's him. Yeah.
Lucy Liu is in it.
Oh, look at that.
John Glover is in it. He's great. Deborah Kara Unger is in it. Chris Christopherson and why am I saying his name?
Yes.
Oh, come on. He's another actor from the 50s and 60s who is in a lot of westerns. My God. And it's not here. Where is he?
Where is he? Go down
Coburn. What's his name?
I don't know.
James Coburn.
James. I couldn't think of his first name.
James Coburn is in
We're
it.
old.
He's not listed here in the credits on IMDb. I'm not sure why. But him and Chris Christopherson sort of show up late in the film. It's fast paced. It's entertaining.
All right then.
It's a fun watch. And then finally, like I said, I did watch two Brian De Palmas this week, and the other one was Snake Eyes. And the reason I'm talking about this last is because this movie has come to light again because of the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was mentioned.
The guy that gets assassinated at the beginning of the film is named Charles Kirkland.
Yes.
And there's some other parallels. It takes place on September 10th.
Uh-huh.
And there's some other interesting, spooky kind of, coincidences. And it stars Nicolas Cage, Gary Sinise, John Hurd, Carla. Oh, I love her. How do you say her last name?
That's one I always have trouble with. Gugino, yeah.
Gugino. Stan Shaw is in it. Kevin Dunn. So Gary Sinise plays Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn plays Lou Logan.
That's crazy.
So, there was a mix-up because all the people involved, a lot of people in the production got it mixed up, Kevin Dunn shows up, Kevin Dunn shows up on set,
right?
And they give him his hotel room. It's this beautiful suite. This is great. And they find out they gave him Gary Sinise's.
Oops.
And they said it caused constant confusion on the set.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mike Starr is in it. He was. You don't know his name, but he's that actor. He's in tons of stuff.
Is that the guy from Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him.
Yeah.
Yep, I knew him.
Yeah. So, this movie it was this is a Brian De Palma as well. I think that it is. IMDb gives it a 6.1. I think it deserves like a 7.1. It is wildly entertaining the whole way through. Nick Cage is. This isn't one of
Nick
his
Cage
more.
is Nick Cage.
Well, okay. This is one of his more enthusiastic performances.
Oh, okay.
He's not as over the top as he is when he in Face Off.
Okay.
Face Off for me is completely unwatchable.
Yeah.
I saw it once and I was like, oh my God. I was in my seat in the theater kind of cringing at it. But other people love that film. I don't know. I don't like it. And I tried giving it a rewatch because YouTube. And people revisited it. It's like it's a cult classic. And I was like, okay, well I give it. And I couldn't do it. I could not get through it. Just cringy.
Yeah.
But he is got a little bit of that energy in this. This is one of his more slightly over the top performances. There's good reason for it, for the type of character he plays, and so once you know what I mean, it makes kind of sense. But the ending has a different ending. So here's what happened. They shot the ending. The ending was originally supposed to be really massive.
Okay.
They had ILM design the sequence and all this stuff, and it took a long time. It was very expensive to make, and it was what Brian De Palma had envisioned, and he had designed the whole film and wrote the film around this ending.
Okay.
Well, they showed it to a test audience, and the test audience didn't like the ending. So the studio made him go back and shoot a different ending, which is way more low key, and it doesn't fit as well. However, I did not know that when I saw the movie, and I thought the ending was just fine. Now, I think if you go and watch this movie, I think you will be entertained from the beginning to the end. It's only 138 or an hour and 38 minutes.
Okay.
So it's not it's a little over an hour and a half. It's not some epic thing. My issue with the movie is not okay. So by ending, I mean like how the story gets kind of resolved. There is a denouement or denouement, if you're from America.
Not French.
Where you catch up with the characters after the main events of the film.
Okay.
It's so funny because this has become a common thing in movies. But in the old days, it like Point Blank with Lee Marvin, it just ends.
Yeah.
When a story ends.
We're done.
I mentioned the Poseidon Adventure a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
The movie just ends. When everybody's rescued, they roll the credits.
That's it.
And it's over.
You don't find them 6 months later.
Yeah, exactly. So, but this movie does that. And it really killed the vibe for me. Ooh. I wanted it to end once the situation was figured out, once it was all resolved, that would have been perfect to just kind of roll credits, pull back real slow, and show the credits. In the rain, it would have been I thought it would have been very dramatic. We didn't need, instead they gave you this other thing at the end. So, the other thing that some people complain about the movie, but I got why they did. It's very mysterious. The first act is like, what's going on? What's going on? Who are these? What's happening? You get
what's happening?
But you find out what's really going on relatively quickly in the film. That isn't the point of there's those films where the whole movie is a mystery. Where is it going and who's that? And at the end you go, oh my God! You get that moment much kind of earlier, at the beginning of the second act. Okay? That's kind of what introduces the second act.
Okay. And
then the rest of the film, though, is this sort of tension going oh shit, what are we going to do now kind of tension. You know what I mean? I think it's really well done. I think it's really good.
Okay.
So if I were to ever watch it again, I would just stop it.
at that point.
Kind of, ends, I'd be like,
I don't want to see the rest of it.
I don't really care. The rest of it, I would just thought was
good.
It was
right here.
You know what I mean?
It.
In fact, I thought it was kind of cheesed. That ending, that tacked on thing that just didn't work for me at all. But all
right.
Yeah, I would. I highly recommend this movie. I think it's a good thriller, fast paced. Nick Cage is a little over the top, but once when you realize what kind of character he is,
right?
You know what I mean? It makes sense for what kind of character he is. So that's it.
All right.
That's it. I know I hit a lot of movies.
Woo.
I don't know why.
That's great.
We're gonna come back and play some music in a few minutes,
Yeah,
guys.
we are.
So what do you think out there? You guys gonna go see Rush if you can? I'm definitely gonna try. Definitely gonna try to give Rush a shot.
Yeah, it looks like Cleveland will be the closest to us.
Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Guys, go to innercircle.loulombardi.com to come hang out with us on our private Facebook group. Don't forget to visit rockrageradio.com and musicfromthe412.com.
Right on.
Those of you listening Sunday morning, appreciate you guys. Hang out. We're going to come back here in a couple minutes and play some music for you. Also, don't forget that Monday nights we go live on Rock Rage Live on Facebook, so come and hang out. Some people chimed in tonight.
Yeah,
said, hey,
yeah, we have some visitors.
Somebody said we sounded reverby or echoey or something. Well,
I don't know what they mean.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Mr. Pittsburgh, is there anything you want to add before we get the hell out of here?
Yes, as always, come visit me on the TikTok there, folks. Pittsburgh Kevin, just go find at Pittsburgh Kevin, all spelled out, and see my shenanigans.
All right, Mr. Shenanigans. You guys have a good week, and I'll catch everybody in the next Ludini Rock and Roll Circus. If you're hanging out on Rock Rage, stick around. Got some great music coming up.
We'll see ya.